All right. Welcome, everyone, to uh, our webinar today, 7 Ways to Cleanse Your Body and Mind. I'm Julie Brown from Julie Brown Fitness, and we have Kimberly Hughes from Key Action Steps with us today. And we're super excited to share some of the tips that we've learned and tips and tools that we've learned that can help you overcome the obstacles that stand in your way in terms of your health and in your mind and body. We have a couple of rules as we begin, and we ask you for number one to stay present and focused. We live in a world where it's hard to stay focused and present in the things that we do because we have so many distractions. So if you stay present and focused during this, you will get the most out of it and be able to apply the most in your life. And number two, we ask that you be respectful to both us, the presenters, and to you. This is a no judgment zone, so don't judge yourself. And if you don't feel like you're doing, perfectly in your health or anything like that, don't judge yourself. Just accept yourself for who you are, and you can move forward and make progress easier. And then also, don't judge us. We are the same as you. We're all learning and growing, and we're all in the same boat together. And number three, we ask you to give 100% effort in this listen and learn, and also give feedback and teach us those things, the thoughts that you come to your mind. You can do that through the chat option, or you can unmute your microphone and talk to us. So either way is just fine. We'd love to hear from you, and if you have any questions, we will also have that opportunity. So to start out, I want to give something away. I want you guys to have a copy of my workouts that I've made, the 3-minute workouts that you can do from a desk or a chair. That just kind of, they're designed for you as you're at work to kind of help you get your blood flowing again. And I have some really good stretches for your back and neck and those areas of your body that gets tired from sitting very long. Kim is also offering a free document called Encouraging Phrases, and they're that you can use in your family for your kids and spouse to help you speak in a more positive way to them and change the way you speak. Do you want to say anything about that, Kim?
Yeah, no. So every time I've taught this in a class or just in passing to someone, they're super interested in how it works and interested in using them. And I've gotten a ton of feedback. It's a super simple process of just changing the way we talk to our kids. Instead of always saying good job or good boy, we say you did it. There's a whole list of them though, but we're using phrases that come with internal motivation instead of external motivation, which with external motivation, as they grow older, they're looking for that external feedback from peers and from family members and stuff. And so the internal motivation is really builds their character. So I love my encouraging phrases sheet, and you will get that.
Awesome. Cool. So if you want that, just text into 801-815-3721. We'll give you both of those things later this week. So just leave your name and email address so that we know who we're sending it to make sure, just to make sure we get it to you. So let's give it up for free stuff. Woohoo! Okay, now I am going to introduce Kimberly Hughes. She is the owner of Key Action Steps. She's a mentor and trainer for both your mind. She also has a focus on parenting, which is pretty awesome because that's really needed in the world today. I love that she has a fresh view on life and how to move past the old junk and find a new way of, overcoming those things that hold us back. So she is super amazing and awesome, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say today. So we're going to turn the time over to Kimberly.
Okay. So Julie asked me to do this webinar with her, and I was super excited because I think that Julie's amazing at what she does, and she wanted kind of my input as far as the mind goes. And I've gone through a complete transformation of my mind in the last 2 years. And it's amazing the things that I've accomplished because I started to believe in me. I started to build me up and I started to clean the thoughts out of my mind. So I used to say things like, are we moving the slide, Julie?
Sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I had negative thoughts completely controlling my mind. Everything I did, I thought was too hard. Everything I did wasn't good enough. I always thought the worst was going to happen in every situation. So I always used to say I don't have enough time. And that thought alone was sucking my time. It completely took my time and my energy. I used to think healthy food costs too much. I said that constantly, 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 and I have no energy. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So all these negative thoughts we have, they continually suck our energy and we are tired and we don't have time and food does cost too much. But I started to change the way I was talking and now I say I have time and I have space and I exercise. My other favorite phrase I use all day, every day is I have time and I have space and everything comes together perfectly. And when I say that to myself, no matter what the end result of what I'm trying to get to ends up to be, it is my perfect because I've told my mind all day that it's going to be perfect. That's my perfect. Healthy food is amazing and good for my body. I eat healthy. If I say that constantly, I pick up grapes instead of chips. I have energy and I take care of my body because it serves me. Now, the thought cycle goes like this. Our thoughts lead to our feelings, which lead to our actions and our results. So my one thought, I have no energy. I always felt like I had no energy. I didn't do anything because I had no energy. And my results were I got nothing done and I still had no energy. If I can say instead, I have energy and I take care of my body because it serves me, that's a completely different thought process and it truly works.
Awesome.
Okay, so one of the things that I notice while I am out listening to people, and I used to do it myself, and I probably still sometimes do, I try to catch myself, but when I'm in public, I don't judge, but I do notice because of the things I'm doing and teaching people, I listen and I notice what's going on in the world. So when we're in groups or even alone, fat talk, we talk fat. I mean, we're constantly saying, I don't look good in this. These don't fit anymore. I don't know how to lose the weight. When we talk like that, everyone around us is affected.
Yeah. Or one thing that I'm just this way, I was born this way.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just the way it's going to be forever.
Mm-hmm.
So, when we talk like that, though, it affects everyone around us because instantly the people that are surrounding us are looking at themselves or thinking about themselves and going, well, gosh, how do I compare to her? Right? So this fat talk, it just completely needs to stop. I have a quote in a second that will help you really understand it. But I started going around talking, I would change conversations wherever I was. Instead of talking about all my complaints of the day, I would start to talk about the things that I loved. And when I started to talk about the things I loved, it switched the conversation for other people. So it's been really powerful to just change the way I talk around people, especially the things I talk about myself. There's a couple tips I have. Begin simply by saying a few positive comments to yourself in the mirror with eye contact. How many of us do that? We usually look in the mirror and we judge ourselves. This doesn't look like it did last week. This dress doesn't fit like it used to. Just negative comments all around. So one thing I say in the mirror is, hi, beautiful. I love you. Every time I see me, I say that and I'm serving myself well. I'm raising my personal value. And the one thing that I've learned is that nobody can give you any higher value than you give yourself. So I have taught classes before and I have people come up and say, why isn't life working for me? Why aren't my kids listening? Why aren't things happening? And I say, well, how do you feel about yourself? Because if you don't feel good about yourself, other people don't really want to be in your space. And I had major issues with this. My kids really, honestly, I know they didn't like my space that I used to be in because I was constantly negative and my space did not feel good. So also when I lay in bed at night, instead of listing all the things I didn't get done, I start to make a list of all the amazing parts of my day and the things I did get done. And if all I did was match 3 pairs of socks out of my sock bin, I am like, woohoo! Like every single thing I do all day long, it's an accomplishment for me. And I decide not to look at the places where I need help or need work, but I celebrate my day.
Awesome.
So, oh, did I already do that one? Are you going backwards or forwards?
Oh,
I don't
did
know
I go
what's
backwards?
happening.
There we go.
Okay,
Sorry.
so that's fine. I love this quote I found. It says, "Today I promise to end fat talk in conversations with my friends, my family, and myself. Starting now, I will strive not for a thin ideal, but for a healthy ideal," which I know, Julie, that is what you teach and preach, which I know looks different for every person and focuses on health, not weight or size. I will celebrate the things about myself and the people in my life that have nothing to do with how we look.
Awesome.
Yep. So I found this picture, start treating yourself kindly. This is that hi, beautiful, I love you. That's what it's all about. And I do have another quote. Every day, love yourself. We are self-biologists who create with the thoughts in our mind the love potions that control the cells and tissues in our body. And I truly believe when you love yourself, you look more beautiful. Your energy changes. You have light that flows through you. And I've had people tell me that over the past 2 years, how different I look. So start loving yourself. You'll be beautiful.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool.
The other
it goes for men too. Like it's not the woman thing. Like you're more attractive when you like yourself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, handsome, hey, handsome, I love you. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the comparing that goes on. So I used to compare a lot of aspects in my life. I compared my money with other people. I compared my parenting skills with other people. I compared my house with other people. I compared my weight with other people. And what I learned is that what I'm doing now is I'm making my life. I am making my life and my focus is me. And I decide not to compare because that's sucking my energy like crazy. So we do have trials in our life and we can decide to carry them or let them weigh us down, carry them and let them weigh us down, or we can decide to grow from them. This is what I decided to do 2 years ago. I was in a really dark place in my life thinking that I had the most struggles of anyone on this planet. And I went to one seminar and I was taught a few things. Some of them I'm teaching you today, but I flipped my mindset and I decided to live a more positive life with many mentoring tools that I teach my classes, plus some that you'll learn today. And I started to teach this because it was working for me. And I decided that I actually don't have the most struggles of anyone on the planet, and I changed my mindset. So in my career, I help women move through their struggles, limiting beliefs, and the things that are holding them back. And it's really amazing to see the transformations. So I believe when we compare ourselves to others, it's like adding a rock to our every already heavy pile. It's so true. I decided to let comparison go. And I had less in my brain that I had to think about and less things that were sucking my energy. So I believe that comparing is like picking up unnecessary rocks. We need to let go of comparing, and you can compare your best to your best. So a few years ago, as a runner, I ran a 5K in a really sweet short amount of time, and it was awesome. And that's what I'm trying to get back to. But I'm not comparing myself to anyone else.
Yeah. And some days I feel like you have to compare yourself to who you are that day, your best of that day. Maybe, you're having an off day and you just do your best that day and compare yourself to what your best is of that day, right?
Yep. Yeah. So this is just my rock picture. This is really literally how we carry our trials and other people's trials. Like, why do we want to compare their trials to ours? Because we're picking up their rock also.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing that I've learned, and this might seem a little off topic, but it completely is not. I started to transform my home. I'm letting go of half my goal. I'm partway through my goal, but my goal is to let go of half of everything I own. And every single time that I let go of half of one category, I feel an amazing burst of energy in my home. It's affecting my children, it's affecting my husband, and it is big time affecting our relationships and the space that we live in. And it's amazing. I know it seems drastic, maybe not drastic. I mean, maybe you can look around and say, wow, I could get rid of even more than half. But for me, I've been on this purging journey for about 18 months, and I was not doing it right. So it wasn't working. I was constantly filling a bag or two. But I came up with this process. I believe everything we own takes a part of our energy. Everything we own takes time to maintain. We always say we don't have time to exercise. Give away a few things. You'll find time.
Yeah.
And everything we own literally takes brain space. So I started to let go of things. I free up space in my brain by letting go. I free up space in my life by letting go. And in this free time, I start taking care of me.
Awesome.
Yep.
I really like that idea. I've been kind of doing a lot of the same thing, and we don't have much electronics now. Like, we've gotten rid of a lot of those things. We have one TV and it's not hooked up to anything except for a DVD player.
Yeah.
So all we can watch is DVDs, and it's freed up a lot of time because we don't have TV to watch, you know? So that's awesome. All right.
Okay, so this is Julie Brown. I met her about 6 months ago, had lunch by her, and I think she's completely amazing. She came from this space. Can I tell them your story, Julie?
Sure.
The reason I became her Facebook friend before I met her in person was I read this post about how she was feeding her family and herself, and then how she had converted to feeding them healthy. And I totally resonated with that because I've struggled with the same thing. And I'm her buddy to learn more from her about how to switch the health and the food in my family. So I have been in contact with Julie. I love what she teaches. I love the way she trains. And I think she's just an amazing person to have in my life. I hope you get to know her better. She's awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I am passionate about sharing with people that they can change and make their life better. So my number tip, so she gave us 4 tips, and I just want to say that I agree wholeheartedly with everything she said, and particularly that you need to love yourself, and when you start loving yourself and letting go of the judgments of yourself and just love yourself and then want to improve, then it will become so much easier for you to release that weight or overcome those obstacles you have. So my tip is about time management now. I think, just like we were talking about with the junk, that if there's so much time that you have that you are wasting, think about how much time you spend on social media. Think about how much time you spend watching shows. Now, I know that you're going to say that you need those things to unwind, right? I used to think the same thing, and now I don't watch anything. Every so often, I will watch something, and we reserve Friday nights for that. And we don't always on Friday nights, but we have time set aside to do that. But I have found that I don't need it. I don't need that unwinding time, that my life runs so much smoother without it. But it was a process for me to get to that point, because we used to watch a lot of TV. We would watch it while we were eating, and just, I don't know, we just took a lot of time watching everything. And so at first, when I decided to start changing my life, I decided that I would incorporate working out into my life, and that I would watch my shows while I was working out to take my brain off of working out to make it a little easier. So I did that for a while, and it worked. So I was watching my show and working out at the same time. Then I slowly transitioned out of that, and now I no longer need that. I can work out without watching a show. And then one thing I would recommend that you do is track how much time for a week that you're on social media. So we get distracted by all the little videos and all those little things. I'm not saying you shouldn't go on at all. I'm just saying be aware of how much time you spend on there, because you might have time to be making those healthy foods and exercising, and you don't even realize it. So track it, like when you get on, log it in your notes in your phone, and then when you get off, log it in your notes in your phone, and just track it for a whole week and see how much time you're spending on there. And then decide how much time you want to take out of there to invest in yourself. But also, like, maybe you have a show that you cannot give up. I'm not saying you have to give it up. Maybe you could watch that show while you're prepping your food for the week, or making the salads that you can take to work for the week. Those kind of things. Like, you can find the time if you want to do it. Okay, number 6, healthy food can be fast and cheap too. One of the myths that we have is floating around is that healthy food is very expensive and you cannot afford it. I have found that it's not true. I found that I was eating a bunch of prepared foods, and those are actually really expensive for the amount of food you get. They have a lot of calories, there's a small amount of food, and they're expensive. So if you start buying fresh foods instead of those packaged foods, like not buy both, but buy them instead, just get those out of your life, then you will save a lot of money and cut down on the amount of food you're eating and the amount of meat you eat. Meat is very expensive. So we don't eat as much meat, and we eat a lot of fresh foods. And I don't spend any more than I did before, and I have more people to feed. So I found it's totally not true. Okay, so here is 8 tips for eating healthy on a tight budget. Number 1, don't shop when you're hungry, because you're always going to buy junk. So if you have to go shopping right before you're eating, eat a snack or something to tide you over so that you're not like ravenously hungry, because everything looks good. Oh goodness, sorry. Okay, number 2, buy flash frozen. Are you guys seeing the screen okay? I don't see the webinar anymore. Let's see.
I see it.
You see it? Okay.
Uh-huh.
So we're okay?
And
all right.
Zed sees it, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We're good.
For some reason, you guys disappeared, but okay. So buy flash frozen fruits and veggies. I always keep stir fry, broccoli, beans, all those kind of stuff in my freezer. Shop at farmers markets, or better yet, grow your own food. Then you save a lot of money. Stick to your list. Make a menu for the week, and then just buy what you need to eat on your list and not extra stuff. That saves a lot of money. Eat lots of beans, and always soak your own. Beans are actually really easy to cook if you just learn how to cook them. They're not hard to do at all, and they're a great replacement for meat. So like I said, we don't eat very much meat. We eat a lot of beans now. Buy in bulk, and then join a CSA, or I do a lot of bulk shopping at like Costco and stuff like that. And then also cut your consumption. Obviously, most of us eat too much, so if you just cut out a little bit, that's going to save you money. Okay, tip number 7, cleanse your body. Here's 3 tips for you that I found is a way to get your body in a healthier state that doesn't take a lot of effort. The first is when you drink water, have lemon, lime, or cucumber in your water, and that helps cleanse your body. Lemon, think about it, most of the cleaners are made out of lemon, right? Or some sort of citrus. Well, they're really good at cleaning out your body. So, and then also add a pinch of cayenne pepper to help with that, and that's awesome. Okay. Number 2, take out the dairy and meat. Those 2 things clog your intestines. So take them out for a few days and see how you feel, and add lots of fresh veggies. And then number 3, just think fresh vegetables. Just add in fresh. Instead of thinking about what meat you're going to be having for dinner, think about what fresh vegetable or fruit you're going to have, and then add the other stuff to it. that totally changed my way I thought about food when I decided to do that. Okay, now Kimberly has a little offer for you if you want to work with her more. So let's hear about that.
Okay. So I am rolling out a new program. I've had a ton of good feedback on this. I realize that people really need a plan and accountability for this decluttering process. I'm calling it Cleanse Your Home, like cleansing your mind, because literally when I started to cleanse my home, it started to cleanse my mind. So I have always just done a bag at a time. It doesn't work. It totally doesn't work. Do you wish you had someone with experience to offer encouragement and guidance? Keep coming up with excuses. I'm like so good about coming up with excuses. You're not sure what the mindset should be on keeping and giving, and you're just overwhelmed and want to walk away from everything that you have stuffed your life with. So my program deals with mentally dealing with clutter. I realized in my process, the mentality of the whole thing was super big. There were days when I had to push through it, but I also realized that it's very emotional. So I would do like a day of purging, and it was super, like all these emotions are coming up. It's really amazing how many emotions are tied to our things. But if we can clear those out, I have a lot of different ways to mentally deal with decluttering. How to get rid of the stuff that you've cleaned out, systems for staying organized and keeping your life decluttered, not going back to your old way, specific room by room breakdowns, and videos of me purging my stuff. Pretty entertaining, honestly. How to simplify your kids' rooms. I believe that our kids' rooms are shoved with so much. I'm guilty, totally guilty of it, but I've been doing a lot of research on how simplifying their space can actually flip them out of the fight or flight part of their stage or part of their brain into the calm, peaceful. And I've tried it with each of my children, and it literally changes the way they are. We think our kids are stressed out and we're stressed out. We have overstuffed our lives with so many things. So I love that part of my program. Also, I provide a private Facebook group to share your wins because accountability is key. So I am rolling out a 4-week video series. You can take it as you want. You can start at August 10th when it launches, or you can do it the next week. You'll receive a video a week for 4 weeks that will be helpful in your process. The Facebook group will be open just anytime for you since you joined. And comparable price on this program is $125. My list price is $97. And because you all were willing to get on this webinar tonight, your price is $67. You can order it at www.keyactionsteps.com/Julie for the next 30 minutes after we end.
Awesome. That's so cool. Okay. So I also have an offer for you guys. I run high accountability groups for your health and fitness. These groups you are surrounding yourself with people who are also working towards the same goals. So that alone is powerful to have those people around you and support you in that. In my group, we report daily about our workouts and everything we eat and put in our mouth. We also report on our progress daily. This is super powerful. We also, with this group, you get an awesome workout program and nutrition guide made super simple for you to easily follow, because I don't have time to become an expert on everything, and so we made it simple for you. You also get a whole month's supply of an awesome superfood meal, and I offer rewards and incentives for reaching your goal. We have a big reward for the person who receives the most change or progress. And then I will give you personally a reward if you reach your goals, even if you don't win the big prize. And then I also offer consequences, because just like with parenting in school, if you don't follow through, you're on the naughty list. So I make sure that you follow through and tell you that it's not okay for you, because I'm serious about you getting results. This is normally priced, my normal price is $160 to $205. But for you guys only on this webinar, I'm going to offer it for $140 to $160, depending on what program you choose. If you want to do this, the deadline is by midnight tonight. And you can text me or email me that you want in, and then we will schedule a call to get everything figured out, because I personalize this for you. Plus, for you guys tonight, I am throwing in an awesome book. I'm going to give you an awesome book that I've read that really, really changed how I thought about food, and it made making those decisions about what to eat a lot easier. So I want to give that to you as part of this. So it's an incredible deal tonight. And so you need to text me or email me before midnight tonight to get this. If you decide later that you want to do this, I'm still totally willing to work with you, but it will be the normal price without the book. So, all right, we are just about out of time. So we just want to say thank you so much. I know that we gave you a lot of information tonight, but if you will just choose maybe one or two things that really stick out to you and apply them in your life, then you can make baby steps towards. Don't expect perfection out of yourself. It's okay to just make baby steps. When I started, I just did one thing at a time. One meal a week, I chose to eat healthier, then two, and it's a process. So just do your best and start moving forward. And thank you so much, Kimberly, for being a part of this. You had some awesome tips.
Julie. Thanks.
Does anyone have any quick questions? Any? You can unmute yourself or type them in the chat. I'm happy to answer any questions. So, do you have any questions, Kimberly?
I don't have questions.
Okay. All right. So I will stop the recording, and I will send you a copy of this. So if you want to watch it again and take better notes on a certain area, then you're more than welcome to do that. And we're always here for you. So if you ever have any questions, I'm sure Kimberly or I are both totally willing to help you in your journey. So, and thank you for taking time to get on.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll figure out how to stop the recording. Oh.